Athina and I'm grateful that you're here with me today. Today we are going to look at your thoughts and getting to know your thoughts better if this is something you've wanted to know. I'm going to be using a spread from my community that was made from two of my friends. The Sweet Grass Meditation. It's a 4-card spread. The first question is, why do I have these negative, bad thoughts? Then, where do these bad, negative thoughts come from? Is card number 2. Card number 3 will be, what does these thoughts mean? And lastly, we will look at what I need to do to think and attract positive thoughts. All the questions that I had. Just take the I out and put you in there. So I'm going to look at your thoughts. And this will be answered by the tarot cards. And then we will also have oracle cards to give us further guidance on how to navigate those thoughts. And what else would be helpful. So yeah, this is going to be today's reading. So how can you choose your group or groups? You can choose it based on the color of the dice, green, blue and orange, or the number 1, 2 or 3. You can also choose based on the decks that I will be using. I will show them later. The crystals, you can also go to the timestamp in the description down below and see if there is your lucky number there, your birth date, a number that you're seeing often, or a number that's significant to you. Could even be a wedding, your wedding date or anniversary, whatever. Maybe you already knew which group or groups to take because of the thumbnail. You see there the decks already. There's also going to be a clairaudient selection where I am going to play a different tune on my guitar, and this is going to happen after the 1-minute meditation. And the clairaudient selection works like this. I will be playing first the tune for group 1, then 2, then group number 3, and then I will be playing again group 1, 2 and 3, so you hear the tune twice. Of course, you can always go to the timestamp and go back to hear it more often if you need to. You can choose your tone based on what strikes you out the most, what resonates with you the most, what's clearly to you better than the other tones. Maybe, yeah. So let's get to know the groups. Pile number 1, you have the Mermaid Tarot. To know the artwork, I'm going to get you a random card because I like to choose based on the artwork. The artwork is like this. We have here the 10 of Wands. Hope you can see it. Hope it doesn't glare too much because of the light. Your crystal is this petrified wood. Pile number 2, you have the traditional manga tarot. Your card is the 4 of Wands. Your crystal is this zebra jasper. I get always confused with Jasper and Jaspis because Jaspis is the German word for Jasper. So this is the zebra. Jasper. Then pile number 3, you have the Modern Witch Tarot. Your random card is, well, that's never happened before. Pile 1 and pile 3, you have both the same card but the different artwork. 10 of Wands. There's always the first time. Your crystal is this chrysocolla. It's small, so you have to hold it with both hands. So I'm now going to leave you for 1 minute so that you can meditate upon the cards, the crystals, whatever you need to, and I will be seeing you afterwards at your groups. Bye! Hi, pile number 1, you chose the Mermaid Tarot, the Petrified Wood, the tune that you heard, and the color green, or the number 1, and this is going to be your reading. I had to turn off the table lamp because this is one of the decks that glare with the light, so for you to be able to see the cards without the glare, I turned it off. Hope it's not too dark for you to see. But yeah, let's get to know your thoughts. When I was tapping into your energy before I started the video, I was drawn to my hands. And most of the time when I'm drawn to my hands, it means something that has to do with healing. So you may have already started working on your thoughts, not letting negative thoughts get in your way, or healing from some sort of mental blockage. Just throwing that out there. After a good shuffle, let's go. So, please spirit guides. Why does pile number 1 have these negative thoughts or bad thoughts? Why does pile number 1 have this negative or bad thoughts? Please spirit guides. Why does Please spirit guides, where do these bad thoughts? Nope. Where do these thoughts come from? Please spirit guides, where do these bad negative thoughts come from? Please, spirit guides, where does these bad and negative thoughts come from? Please, spirit guides, where do the... This one. They did not. Hold on a second. Yeah, it did not. Because I'm looking at my iPad and it was starting to get dark and I was like, hold on a second. Did I not put it on to never get dark? And hold on, let me make it like this. So, what do these thoughts mean? Please, spirit guides, what do these thoughts mean? What do these thoughts mean? What do these thoughts mean? Okay. So, what can pile number 1 do to attract and think more positive thoughts? What can pile number 1 do to attract and think more positive thoughts? What can pile number 1 do to attract... You never saw that card. So let's get started with the first question. Why do you have these bad and negative thoughts? Can you see the cards? Yes, you can. So, why do you have those negative and bad thoughts? It looks like you were taught this thought by someone. Because we have here the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is like the teacher that knows everything, that is learning more to gain more knowledge, and also shares those the knowledge and wisdom that they gained to others. So it looks like someone, it could have been a teacher, or even your guardian, like parents, or if you don't have parents, someone that took care of you while you were younger. They may have had these thoughts because they what is this called again? They were out of balance. Like, the Page of Wands is someone that is enthusiastic, creative, passionate, and wants to start taking action on those things, but it's in reverse, so it's more of the shadow side that comes out. Hot-headed, not able to do what they're passionate about. What was it again that I'm hearing I should read the guidebook for the Page of Wands. Hold on a second. Oh, the Page of Wands reversed. Impatience and ignorance will turn your beginning steps into your final march of shame. So the person may have been impatient or ignorant, and by their own thoughts of shame, they kind of taught you that, because sometimes those thoughts slip out of the mouth, and so you are able to hear those thoughts, and your subconscious mind registers that. And if you have heard it for a very long time, the subconscious mind can think as if this was your thought, if it's you that was thinking that. and in your constant mindset, those thoughts can come in, but you're not aware of it. You are taking only the first steps with this new energy, and you can possibly know all there is to learn. So even though they thought they knew everything, they didn't. And this person that you've learned it from. If you persist in letting your ego run the show, don't be surprised when your fire pearl blows up your brand new wand. Yeah, and this person that you've gotten that from was really in their ego. Out of curiosity, the Five of Cups, because it somehow doesn't fit in. So, the Five of Cups reversed. You can't keep things as they are, yet expect everything to change. Holding on to what you have with one hand while trying to grasp onto what you want with the other just won't work. Something has to give. Use this time to take a good look at your current situation and ask the hard question. What are you willing to let go of now to have what your heart desires in the future? So, it may look like that this person didn't want to let go of something and was holding on to it and trying to get the other thing as well, but their ego and their own mindset got in their own way, and this was kind of projected to you, and you absorbed this thinking pattern, those negative and bad thoughts. But it also can be that this happened because you kind of run into this way, meaning that circumstances happen in life, and sometimes because of those circumstances and the environment we are in, some of the thoughts can get twisted in this what is this word again I'm searching for? It's twisted, and what else? Oh, I've kept hearing it so many times. But when I need it, it's not there. Well, whatever, let's go with twisted. Maybe later my brain will start working again and give me what I was searching for. So, circumstances happen, and the environment happens, and it can twist your own mindset, and some of those bad negative thoughts can somehow enter and keep on repeating in your mind. So let's go. Where do these bad negative thoughts come from? Wait, I've totally missed the point with God. What? I'm sorry. This is why do you have those negative thoughts? So, because maybe of your own ego, because you want to hold on to something even if you want to grasp something else, or maybe because this was taught to you by someone that was on a higher position. So now, when you are mentally at the next question already, but not where you need to be. So now, where do these bad negative thoughts come from? No. Let's see. Nine of Swords in reverse. So normally when the Nine of Swords is upright, it comes from nightmares, anxiety, but in reverse, it did get is it getting worse, or what exactly happens? Because I'm not sure. Reverse, it is very easy to look at the scene playing out in this card and think that the person in the tent is the victim. They're just trying to get some sleep, right? But let's consider the fact that this is actually the siren's home. This is where she lives and screams. The cliff is her lounge, and she is here to do what she always does. She cannot be blamed if someone comes into her home and doesn't like the noise. When you show up in someone else's space, don't expect them to alter it just because you don't like it. Remember that you are the guest. You are the one who is going to have to alter their mindset. So does it mean that you brought this upon yourself, or that someone else brought this upon yourself? Because I'm not sure if you are in this case, if you are the mermaid, or if you are the person that put its tent there. But maybe, yeah, hold on, I need to clarify this. Give me a second. I'm going to take, which deck am I going to take to help me out here? Okay, going to do a simple yes no for me. So, from the guidebook on, is pile number 1 the siren? Is this her? Is pile number 1 the siren in this case of from the 9 of Wands? Is pile number 1 the siren, that this is her home? Pile number 1 the siren? Helpful people. So, since we have helpful people, and I was asking about the siren, looks like the siren are those helpful people. They want to help you, but it's causing so much noise that you are not able to think your own thoughts and think for yourself. So these bad and negative thoughts come from a place of you receiving too much noise from others that want to help you. They really want to help you, but it's just messing more and more with your thoughts. No. This literally helped me out. So, let me put this away. Thank you. Good, so that's made more sense. Okay, now to what do these thoughts mean? What exactly do they mean, and what do they want to convey? So we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is about change, about the wheel turning around. Something that was good, was on top, must come down, and what was done must come up. So basically, what I think this means is that these thoughts needed to be there for you to change them, to work through them, to make, now because this is negative and bad thoughts, you are here under the point of the wheel, and it's your turn to turn the wheel upwards, for you to work through those thoughts and bring them into a more positive light, because you can see here the light is shining through from the surface. So it may have been some kind of karmic pattern in your family. It just may come from the side of your maternal side or patriarchal side or from your father's side. Let's go like this. It may have been something that was keep on happening, like your parents must have also had those helpful people that were always talking, giving advice, and this was just messing up more with their own thoughts. And it's now for you to work on this and maybe shut off the noise from others. Keeping to yourself and work through them without the need of help. But this doesn't mean that you have to work on this alone. If it's possible and if you can work through these thoughts with a therapist, then I would highly recommend going to a therapist and only work with the therapist that you find is able to help you, that you resonate with, and you see that you can go some way. And should just shut off all the other noise, like friends, family, and just work with yourself and the therapist, because much less noise. And you have really someone that knows the psychology of the human brain. So never disconsider the help from a professional. Just disconsider the help from others that are not professionals. Because they want to help, but sometimes they don't know what is best for us, because you know what is best for yourself. You have your own intuition and your own wisdom within you. And if it's saying that you should work on this yourself, then do it. Don't talk to anyone else. Just work on it quietly. And just come out when you find it's okay to talk about it, because you've worked sufficiently on it alone. Or if your intuition is telling you to go get some professional help, then do that. But it's like with the helpful people that we got here for the Nine of Swords, it's like too many chefs ruin the soup. Because they salt the soup one, and then the next one, and then the soup is salty. Like, too much people will also ruin your thoughts. So if you can work on it alone and be on your own for some time, to really dive into that. Yeah. Let's see, what can you do to attract more positive thoughts, or to think more positive thoughts? We have the Two of Wands and the Moon. Like making the decision to really dive deep into their thoughts. The Moon is a card that talks about the unknown, facing fears, and just going through the darkness. And you can see, like, the mermaid here is singing, and there are a lot of streams coming, of notes, but streams of words coming, like analyzing and getting deep into those streams, following one till the root and the next till the root, and so on and so on. But you have to make a conscious decision to do that. And also listening to your intuition, because we have the Moon. The Moon is all about the feminine energy, the intuition, the within, what else? Because I'm still being drawn towards the moon, maybe doing full moon ritual. I would not recommend to do this now in October, because we have eclipse season and the energy can be a bit more chaotic. So I would recommend to do this when the energy is not chaotic, like when we are out of eclipse season, so in November to December, maybe. If you are watching this when I upload, of course. If you are watching it at a later time than the next full moon, that is not an eclipse. Yeah, it reminds me of because I'm still drawn towards it's reminding me of the video I made, where I'm talking about reprogramming your mindset to better manifest. Maybe there is some sort of information that could help you, because I am seeing myself writing on the paper down the thoughts, that self-limiting beliefs that I had, and thoughts that came from my parents, and how I work through that. So maybe watch that video, you find it in the playlists. I think it is in the playlist of manifestation. The first video in the manifestation is how I manifest, and I think the second video of that playlist is how to reprogram your mind so that you can manifest better. So that's for the tarot portion. Let's go and get some advice from the oracle decks and guidance. So please, spirit guides, what advice and guidance do you have for pile number 1 concerning those thoughts? Please, spirit guides. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. So yeah, if you can retreat from the rest of the world, do that. Have some time with yourself, rest. And I think this be held has to do, does it has to do with being held by spirit? Let me see, because I am unsure. Deep replenishment, where are you? In deep replenishment 64. Let me read here. The most selfless thing you can do is to fill up your own inner well. When we are running around half-filled, we subconsciously look to things and people around us to give us the nourishment and nurturing that we so deeply crave. The helpful people that are not helping at all in this case. Nothing can grow in barren lands. You are no good to anyone if you're running on empty. The feminine is bountiful, fertile, and rich. The feminine with the moon. Tend to your own well and watch as the amount you have to give multiplies. If your inner well isn't full, you will find yourself craving things from the outside world to fill it. This is our body's instinctive way of reaching for the grounding and nurturing that we are not allowing ourselves. What nourishes you? What refuels your body? What is nectar for your soul? What brings you back to life? What is your secret medicine? What makes you feel abundant and fertile, overspilling with life? Another way to say this: what makes you excited? What makes you happy when you do it? Like, if you felt tired, what can you do and afterwards be energetic again? For me, for example, it's when I'm tired and I'm feeling like meh. like stagnant. I sometimes still push myself through and start filming a video. And after I've done this, I'm feeling more energetic, more alive, because it's something that I like to do. So the same goes for you, pile number 1, with this. What can you do? What activity can make you come back alive? And if you need really to rest and sleep, then do that too. Naps are always, can always be a solution as well. Then we have, moving on the guidebook, it may be gardening, arranging flowers, getting a massage, using luxurious essential oils, snuggling up on the couch, hiking, sipping a good coffee at your favorite cafe, attending a woman's circle, reading about sacred sites, spontaneous bike rides, walking along the beach, or yin yoga. What nourishes you is your medicine. When you give yourself the medicine that you need to be nourished, you nourish all those around you, for there is more than enough to go around. Work your light action is something for you to do. Do something that deeply replenishes you today. It could also be because I'm hearing Mary Poppins singing a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, makes the medicine go down. So maybe watching a good Disney movie is something that really replenishes you, maybe comforts you, like Mary Poppins. A spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. It could also be singing. Now that I think about it, maybe singing to your favorite songs. What other guidance, spirit guides, do you have for pile number 1 concerning thoughts? Other guidance and advices for pile number 1 concerning their thoughts? Jeez. Let's just have a think from this then. Yeah, good. Starseed, what lights you up? So, pile number 1, there you have the question. What lights you up? What makes you shine? What excites you? What makes you happy from within? What can you do to really shine your light from within? Because you are doing something that you like, that you love, that replenishes you, that brings you back to life. And maybe you are one of my fellow starseeds, souls that incarnated in places other than Earth. Hi, welcome. So, yeah. Then we also have Great Gathering. It's all coming together, intuitive hits, soul trap. Like the pieces of the puzzles are coming together, things are aligning, your intuitive hits, your intuition. Oops, I don't want to blow up the candle. Blow off the candle. Your intuition is really on point. Like the intuitive hits, like your intuition is telling you something and it happens exactly how the intuition came. Then Great Gathering, Soul Tribe. Maybe you are finding someone from your soul tribe that is going to help you through this. Like maybe they are a therapist, just as a thought. It doesn't have to be, it's just an example. They may be a therapist or studying psychology or some kind of way that could help you. But again, listen to your intuition, and if your intuition is telling you to trust the person with what you're struggling with. And we also have play, have fun, celebrate, don't be serious. Oops. Yeah, have more fun. nothing has to be serious. This comes in handy with the deep replenishment. Not always you have to work hard towards something. You can also just have fun and bring more joy into your life and happiness. This also can a bit turn off those negative and bad thoughts. And help you see more of the positive in life. So do it like the dolphins. Have some fun, be silly, be goofy, play some maybe games if this is something that replenishes you, that you can retreat towards and brings you come back to life. Like some sort of, I wouldn't say playing games that are like making you go mad and angry. I'm more like of those chill games, like thinking of my head now, Animal Crossing or something similar to Animal Crossing, like where you build your own little city. Could be Sims. Something that you can have fun, rest, and not get mad and angry and rage. This is not what we want. We want to have fun, not being serious. Like even in Sims, you can make things not serious. Talking from experience, you can do so many silly things. I think I did have Animal Crossing for the Nintendo DS, but I don't know which one it was. If it was the 3D version. I don't have Animal Crossing New Horizons for the Switch, but even there, I assume you could make things silly. But yeah. Everyone has its own style to play. Then we have Trust the Niggle. Trust the Niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? I have so many times explained the niggling feeling, but I'm tired of explaining it, so I'm going to read it out of the guidebook and maybe give some examples to that. If I could find here 52. So maybe also it's my intuition telling me to read the guidebook, and it's not because I'm tired, just I have not realized it was my intuition telling you. That niggling feeling, that annoying niggling feeling, that inconvenient annoying niggling feeling, try as you might, it's there and it ain't going anywhere. Most people spend years ignoring their niggling feelings, throwing the best dollops of stubbornness, ego, and post-rationalization to numb them out. It's exhausting, and until you face the niggle, life just... I cannot read nor speak today. Life just throws you more bait to awaken it. To draw your attention to the light within you that is bursting to come out, the niggle is an arrow pointing to what is standing in your way. The relationship, the conversation, the decision, the shift that needs to be made, the stone in your shoe. Often we feel the niggling feeling in our body first. Many people think that intuition is something from the higher realms, but in fact it is the body that is the intuitive one, working through our senses to deliver vibrational information. It takes just a moment every day to scan your body to receive the intuitive intelligence and act on it quickly. You are being called to face the niggle now. If you don't face it, the universe will throw something much bigger and more obvious in your path, and then you will likely regret that you didn't enter the niggle in the first place. I know it's scary, but you are safe. Enter the niggle now. The work your light inquiry question is, what is your niggling feeling trying to tell you? So, as an example of a niggling feeling that I had, was before I started doing this video, and you may have heard me use this example already, but it's the best way I can explain it. So I thought about making the YouTube channel to first help in our community, because sometimes people would ask, the newbies that will always come again would ask the questions that we answered like weeks ago to someone else that came new, and I found something that might help us leaders and creators and other members is to make a video of explaining that certain question that they have, and when someone new comes in, just send them the link to the video, so that we don't have to repeat ourselves all the time and waste our energy to answer something that we answer all the time. So I thought, yeah, why not make a YouTube channel that has this type of purpose, as well as me expressing my experiences that may help someone else that is going through this, and as well as sharing things that helped me through going through all the stuff that may help others as well. So, and basically this whole channel here is a mix of different things to help others. If in my community or here on YouTube, whoever finds it. Yeah. And before I did that, I did talk to my friend about it, that, I wish I could just work from home, be my own boss, have my own business, and doing those videos on YouTube to help out, and somehow maybe with that build a business on tarot. But I yeeted that thought away, because you can go rich by doing tarot readings, unless you have like the most what is it, like the most expensive readings, and you do only those expensive readings. But that's not what I want. I want to help others, so I yeeted that out of the way. But I did continue to think about the channel. So my friend, because I told her that I would like to do those pick a card readings, and that I needed something to hold my phone from above so that it could film the space and the cards. She, because she works at a store with electronics, found something that she said, hey, this might help you. This may be the thing that you're searching for. Lo and behold, it was what I was searching for. It was something that I could like if this is the table, I could put it like this, hold the table like this, be like there, and then it will film. If you have been a viewer from the beginning, you may know it, or if you saw the post on Instagram, because the thing that was holding my phone for almost a year broke, and I had to get a tripod to film my videos. That's why you see always the thing here, because I have not enough room to cut that one out here. But yeah, then I went to buy this thing in secret because at that time I did not speak to my parents about that, what I wanted to do. So I bought it, I hid it, and then I had everything that I needed to start those videos, but I did not. I was like 2 months only thinking about it, and it would always come this feeling of taking the action of filming the video, of getting to because I was waiting for me to be alone at home so that I did not have to use whatever excuse to my parents of what I'm doing here. So as one day I got to that, and the feeling of needing to take action and film a video was so overwhelming and annoying, literally annoying me, that I thought, okay, this has to stop. I need to do something. So I went to my desk, I put the thing on, put my phone up, and started to film my first pick a card reading. And after that, the feeling just went away, like it was never there, because I took action upon it. And then, of course, there was some time that I was not able to film because I was not home alone again. But somehow I found an excuse to my father. I used that for some time, but he was really showing me support with that excuse, because my excuse was that I was doing a live readings on the community that I am on Amino. And he would always ask me how many people watched it and so on and so forth. And then one day I talked to my friend that was the only one that knew that I was doing that, except for also my community on Amino. And she said, I think you can trust him and tell the truth. So last year on October, I told my father the truth that I was not doing any live videos, but I was filming for YouTube. Well, and soon after that, one of my videos blew up, and me and my father, we were so excited that the numbers were going up like that, shooting up like that. But yeah, the excitement was just for a small time, and then it went all back again. But yeah, that's the niggling feeling. Long story short, that's the niggling feeling. So onto the last oracle deck to get some last guidance. So please Spirit guides, what other guidance did you have for pile number 1 concerning those thoughts? Any other guidance and advice for pile number 1? Anything else that could help them with the thoughts? Anything else that could help? Any other guidance for pile number 1 concerning their thoughts? Any advice or guidance for pile number 1? Thank you, Spirit guides. Any other things? Yes, we have. Is there anything else, any other guidance or advice for pile number 1 concerning their thoughts and getting them straight and positive and not so dark? Anything else? No. I just feel the night. The night is the no in Swiss German. At the back of the deck we have the Great Mother. Surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. That one I'm going out to read from the guide book, since I think I never got this card in any reading before. And if I did, I forgot. Oh, that was fast. Sorry. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she be there when you draw your last. With the Great Mother, I think Rebecca Campbell, he is talking about energy of a motherly figure, a spirit, a goddess, something from the other realm. She knows how challenging life on Earth can be, that at times being human can be painful, lonely, and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be difficult when your soul remembers the oneness of Source, but at the same time it can be incredible, glorious, and sweet. We often see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that everything's okay, and when things don't work out, then perhaps we've done something wrong or have something to fix. We've forgotten that life on Earth isn't like that. Polarity is at the core of the Earth experience, and it's through the polar extremes that we grow the most. We're not meant to avoid the night, the shadow, and winter. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. Hand over your worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, and doubts to the Great Mother. Lay them on her altar. Return to the sternness of the soil. Fall fully into her arms. Surrender to the mystery woven through it all. Remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. That unrestrained joy is closer to grief than we think. And perhaps the more widely the pendulum of your life swings, the more you can say, I have truly lived. Rose transmission, or I think it could also be an affirmation, is I'm ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I carry onto the altar and fall into the Great Mother's arms. Then we also have the second bloom, a second chance. It's never too late. New possibilities. This is all about getting a second chance on something. Like if you feel like a possibility or a opportunity passed through you and you didn't grab that one, and now you think it's over and you are never able to have that opportunity again. The second bloom is most of the time like telling it's like if it was meant to be in your life, it will come again. You will get the second chance. It's not too late to try this type of thing, and that new possibilities will open up. It's literally like the flowers. Normally, they have a season to bloom, and when their season ends, they don't bloom anymore. But sometimes the intelligence of the universe within those flowers say to them that they should bloom again. So they will have a bud again and bloom out of season. And those are called the second bloom, when the flower blooms again. And the same can be said to us, because we are part of nature. We are nature, so we also have our second bloom, our second chances, new possibilities coming for us. And that I knew, I saw that card that flipped over. So we are nature, becoming grounded, embodiment, living in connection. I'm going to read this one out of the guidebook because I find the passage from this card really beautiful. And then we also have here, release the petals, transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, old change. Well, the change. So you are going through a transformation. Things need to die out so that something new can be born. The petals of the leaf of the the petals of the flowers need to work to fall, so that in spring the flower can bloom again. It cannot bloom if the petals stay there. So the petals have to go away so that it can bloom again next spring. The same goes for the trees. The trees have to shock, to let go of their leaves, so that new leaves, new life can be born in the next spring. It cannot stay with the leaves from last year, so it has to let those leaves fall down, to shed, to change its form for a bit, to enter winter phase, to rest and recuperate, so that it can have new leaves, new life, new energy for spring, summer time. So the same goes for us as humans. We also have to let things die out, so that something new can emerge. If this is an old way of being, or old thoughts in this case here, or old thoughts, so that new thoughts can come in that are more suitable for the journey we are currently on. So that we are nature. We've built a world on top of the world. If you look up the word nature in a dictionary, you see a reference to plants, animals, and landscapes as opposed to humans. We speak of getting into nature or getting grounded as something we need to do. We've forgotten that we don't exist in nature, we are nature. Indigenous earth-based traditions have always seen the planet and all beings as interconnected and sacred, humans as one with the earth itself. The earth and Mother Rose, that Mother Rose, for those that may not know, is the highest entity that Rebecca Campbell connected with on making the Rose Oracle. And Mother Rose are calling us back to the earth, to weave the sacred back in, to weave nature back into the center of our everyday lives, to see ourselves as nature, and to spend more time interacting with the living natural world. Returning to nature. How's your connection with nature? What's your relationship with your own body? How can you live in a more grounded way? This card is an invitation to develop a deeper connection with the earth, to actively spend time with the physical natural world around you, to tend it, and to take your place as a custodian of it, to see the sacred in all of life, to notice the changing seasons around you and within you, and to remember that you too are part of the Earth's ever-changing landscape. To remember that you are nature, and that you'll always find your true nature in nature. To embrace your body as your home and the planet as your mother. Sorry. Got something at the wrong pipe. Soul inquiry, to ask yourself while meditating or making a journal entries, the questions: how can you connect more deeply with nature and your own true nature, and how can you return more to the earth? So pile number 1, this is everything that I have for you. I hope that this could help a bit. Thank you for sticking with me till the end. I wish you all the best, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye! Hi, pile number 2. You chose the traditional manga tarot, the Zebra Jaspis, and this is going to be your reading. If you're wondering why it is darker, it's because I just turned off the light of my table because it glares on the cards so you wouldn't be able to see the cards at all. But yeah, I hope you can be with it for this reading. But yeah, I hope you're doing good. I had to take a few days in between your group and pile number one's group. I got a headache when I, well, first of all, I had a little something. I was selling some books on the internet, my old school books, and someone bought one of the books on the day I was filming pile number one, so I could not film you. And then when I wanted to film your group and pile threes, I got a headache, so I couldn't film it that day. Then I was tired because of the solar eclipse. And now too many days have passed and I'm out of it. So let's get started. So the first card will be representing the answer to why do you have these negative or bad thoughts. Then the second card will be where do these bad negative thoughts come from. Then the third card would be what does these thoughts mean. And the last card would be what do you need to do to think and attract positive thoughts. And then we will have, then we will have some oracle decks to give more guidance and advice. Let's get started. Why does pile number 2 have these negative bad thoughts? Why does pile number 2 have this? Well, I wanted one card, but we have 4. I take them. Then, where do these bad negative thoughts come from? Please regards, where do the... Then, thanks a lot. Then, what do these thoughts mean? What do these thoughts mean? Because this deck I'm not reading in reversals, so I'm just it flows better when it's upright. For this deck and some others, but whatever. So what does pile number 2 need to do to think and attract positive thoughts? What does pile number 2... Whee! I'm hearing one more. What does pile number 2 need to... Thank you. So let's get started with the long ass part. Just putting them down here so that we can see. We have the Fool, the Empress, the Lovers, and the Two of Pentacles. And I need to cover that up. No. Which one? I don't want to have problems with the YouTube. Hold on. Duh. So you have 3, out of the 4 cards you have 3 major arcana, so this is something really important. Yes. I just stood up to see if everything was covered up from the Lover's card. But yes, hold on, there's one. Why do this pile number 2 have this negative bad thoughts? Give me one more card, thank you. To make it nice and odd. So we have a center card, that's the Lovers. So these negative and bad thoughts either come from a past relationship that you had, like a former lover. It could be a business partnership. Yeah. And if this has nothing to do with, what was it? With relationships, either romantic or business related, then it's from within you, because the Lovers, when it's not talking about romance and relationships, it is about a virtue and morals, I think is the word I'm searching for. Hold on. Let me see this before I talk shit. Let me see. Hold on. The Lovers, what are you? Here. Yeah. It states here, the card is about moral choice, about choosing the right path. Yet, if the seeker is about asking about blah, 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 in readings about love, the philosophical component of the card centers around choice. There is duality or a decision to be made, and it is a choice between vice and virtue, and ethical quandary. So basically, it's about, if you are falling for the vice, the addiction, and you are listening to the devil whispering in your ear, or if you choose to decide to go the virtuous path, which may be a little bit harder, but morally it's the best choice that you could do for yourself. And there may be an unbalance because of that, like struggling within yourself about thoughts concerning, like, I take as an example the addiction of binge watching, because it is something I struggle with. But like, you have the choice. I have the choice. I could binge watch whatever I wanted. I would get the short-term satisfaction of watching whatever I want and enjoying that, but at the long term I would not be happy, because it's just a short-term satisfaction that I am having. And on the long term, what would make me happy are the things that I want to do, like writing stories, filming videos, doing more stuff on my Instagram, doing more stuff for the community that I'm in, that I'm using the spread from. Like, I have all these things that I want to do that would give me long-term pleasure and long-term satisfaction, to see, yeah, I've worked really hard for that and that's the result. But I choose to listen to the whispering, well, to the whispers or the loud noise from the devil, because just to make sure you understand me, what I'm talking about is, normally I talk like, when you listen to your intuition, is that your intuition is a calm whispering voice, and everything else is like noise, really loud. So in this case, the devil is not whispering, but it's screaming. And your intuition is that quiet voice of sanity. But yeah. So it may have been because, if this is related to a relationship, it may have been something new that you did not know about, how this would end. Because the Fool is all about new starts and not knowing what will happen. because the Fool doesn't know anything, meaning they have not learned any lessons yet, so they don't know what the dangers are, and they could walk to the cliff and either jump in with the leap of faith and get caught up by the universe and being lifted up to a place of success and a good journey, or if they are reckless, naive, and maybe a little bit in the shadow of the Fool's characteristics, you will not rise, but you will fall flat down. So there's always those. The Fool is a risk card. Either you take the risk and you get the success, or you take the risk and get hurt. But most of the time, it's not about not getting hurt and doing everything to protect yourself. This is not living life, because you need to get hurt to learn the lessons that will come on. Because we have here the Fool with the cards 0, then we have the Empress with 3, then we have the Lovers with 6. By the way, we have even the number 5 and 2, so the numbers 4 and 1 are missing in the sequence. But you see, there is a progress going on from 0 to 6, so the journey kept on. And if you try to protect yourself from everything and not get hurt, you will not get to the journey through all the major arcana, because you need to learn those lessons and you need to go through those obstacles so that you can grow as a person. And in the future, when something similar may happen, you know how to navigate through it easier than you've done it in the first try. It's like learning a language. Learning the first language is like the most difficult thing that you could imagine, because you have no comparison to anything else. But after you've learned it, you learn a second language. You know the struggles of what you went through by learning the first language. Most of the time we learn our first language as children and we have an easier way. But if, for example, like myself, that I want to learn some languages now that I'm adult, I know that I'm not going to be able to start today learning Japanese and tomorrow I'm fluent and I can go to Japan and talk to people. That's not possible. I'm going to be like the little child in preschool that is reading really slowly and getting to know the vocabulary. You will butcher here one time the grammar, then another time you will spell the word wrong, but that is all part of the process. And after that, you learn the language and you are able to speak, of course, if you continue and don't let yourself fall into the, oh no, I'm so bad at this, and give up. So you have to continue. This reminds me of the quote that is in front of me on my vision board. It's by Winston Churchill. It says, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal." Or fatal. I don't know how to pronounce it, but whatever. It is the courage to continue that counts. So the success is not the final stage. Failure is not something, oh no, the world is going to go under now. The sun will still come up from the east, hopefully. It's just that you need to continue even if you fail. Like on my channel, I had so many videos that have like a viewer count of 4 or 8 at least, or the maximum. No likes, no comments or whatsoever, but I still continue doing it because I like it, and it's a process. So I will not get like 100,000 subscribers just from one day to another. I need to put in the work. I need to better myself, try things out as well to see what I like and what the viewers like. Most of the time what I like. Because if I would not do something I like, I would stop doing this stuff. Because I live with passion, and if I don't have passion, I'm not living. That comes from being an Aries Sun, and Leo rising, and a Sagittarius Moon. The passion, the fire, is what keeps me alive. But either way, it may have been a motherly figure why you've got these thoughts that told you about this, and you were the child that didn't know anything, and it was something your parents did. Maybe this couple is representing your parents, because the Empress is the mother figure. It could be also you, representing you. Someone that is creative, that is nurturing, that loves nature, that is abundant, that knows how to attract things to her. Well, the Empress, that's why I call her. You can be whatever you want to be. So the Empress attracts things to herself. She knows the abundance comes to her. She births new ideas and children in this case. Yeah, you don't have to have a child yet. But your ideas is also something that is birthed through you. And sometimes you are in the dark, like you have no idea what to do. You are in the blank, in this dark void of what do I do next. There's nothing coming up, but there is something being planted. There is a seed there in the darkness of the soil. And I'm making that comparison because one of the oracle decks that I will be using later is the Rose Oracle. But the little seed in the darkness, in the soil, there is something there. It's just that we can't see it yet. But when the time is right, it will sprout and you will get the aha, this is it, and we'll start doing the project. So this is part of creating. And birth is not pretty, is what I heard. From others, because I never I don't have a child yet, hopefully in the future, but you will have pain. It will be a beautiful experience for sure, but pain will also be there, and this is the pain of the creator. Because when you write something or you draw something, yeah, totally the process, but sometimes it's quite painful as well, because you will find yourself thinking, do I like it this way, or should I start over? Should I do it differently? You will start to think. And that's the pain of the creator. So and you are your own worst critic. So why you have these thoughts, maybe you're struggling within yourself to decide what's virtue and what's vice, or you've got this from your parents, mainly your mother figure here because of the Empress, and you picked it up as a child. Because I see the Fool in this case near the Empress as a child, because a child doesn't know anything. They are innocent. They are learning the things, and a child just tries things out. They don't know the outcome of if this is going to work or not. So you have probably seen children. If you pay attention to children, you will see that, oh, I will try this out, and they will try to make it work, or as soon as it doesn't work, they just leave it and go do something else. They don't overthink. They just realize, not working, okay, on to the next. That's something really beautiful that we as adults could learn from them. Of course, learn the mistakes. to not to do it again. But yeah, there is a conflict either within yourself, or because there's a lack of balance through the vice and virtue, or from this figure here. So where did it come from? It comes from a defensive place. Wait a second, I'm just going to put the cards more together so that I have space. It comes from a place of a defense mechanism, probably, because this person here is defending itself from the mob. If you don't know, the cards are before the Seven of Wands is the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is all about success, recognition, having reached a point of the journey where you get a reward. And there are people depicted on, hold on, I started to think, like, when I'm talking about something, it's better to sometimes visualize it for better understanding. Something I picked up from being in college to be a primary school teacher. Sometimes the children need something to see so they can understand it better. And I thought, hey, why not do the same for your videos? So you see here, the person is on the horse. They are being celebrated for their achievements and success. And here the same person is now defending their stance from them up there, because when you have success, you will also have the opposite. The people that praise you are there, but there will also be people that will criticize you. Well, everyone has a hater. So they are defending themselves from those haters and the people and some that may have turned their back on them. So it is all about defending and standing on your ground from those remarks. Let's see. So it comes, in your case, where does it come from? It comes from a place of defensive, probably a defensive mechanism that was built from your ego, because the ego just wants us to be safe, and so they build defensive mechanisms that sometimes are helpful, yes, for when you need them really, but in the long run, sometimes those defense mechanisms are just blocking us from striving and going towards success, like perfectionism. You could say that to have perfectionism is something good because you look at the small details to really confirm that everything's all right. But perfectionism could also lead to procrastination. You don't start because you're afraid that you're not going to be perfect. So there is two sides to the coin. And so the defense mechanism is exactly the same thing. It's two sides of a coin. It was helpful for a time, but if it keeps preventing you from doing the things that you want to do and that you're yearning for, then it's something that needs to be worked on, and making sure that your ego and yourself know that you are always safe to do those things that you want to do. So what do these thoughts mean? Because when I was shuffling, it fell onto the tripod and fell onto reverse. What does it mean? The Chariot is about movement. It's about going the journey, moving along, going forward, having the success because you decided to move forward with your plan. You made the decision to move forward. But in reverse, it's not about movement. It's about being blocked on the road and not being able to make a decision and go forward. So what does these thoughts mean? It's that you're not able to move forward. There is an immobility here. Which leads me to the card that came out and how what you can do to think and attract more positive thoughts is the Hanged Man with the Two of Wands. To stand still for some time, to see things from a different perspective, maybe sacrifice some things. Like in my case, if I want to do the things that I want to do, I need to sacrifice my watching time. So I stop watching many hours of YouTube or anime or Netflix or reading manhwas, webtoons, to see that what I'm doing is not helping me, it's just blocking me. Or see, why did I have this defense mechanism? Because I was trying to run away from my emotions, because I didn't want to deal with them, because it was heavy stuff and so on. But now that I've worked already through some of those stuff, it isn't that heavy anymore. I know how to navigate through it. So after I've reflected upon this, after standstill, it's time for me to make the decision. The decision to better it, to better my thoughts, because you can better your thoughts. It reminds me, hold on. It reminds me of this affirmators card that I have. I'm going to show it to you. I just need to search for the card. It talks about mind gardening and making sure that you pay attention to what you're thinking. So this card here, it says positive thinking. In the garden of my mind, I water the good thoughts and weed out the bad ones. I throw in forgiveness and empathy seeds by the handful if I want. And I take a lawnmower to that jealousy and resentment patch. I'm a pretty badass mind gardener. And this reminds me because if you pay attention to what you're thinking on a daily basis, it's difficult. Because sometimes we just go into autopilot and the thoughts just keep on repeating itself in the background, and you don't pay attention to what you are exactly thinking. But sometimes you need to be aware and take a moment to really catch those negative thoughts and see if you cannot find evidence to state the opposite of that thought. Like, for example, what would be a good example? I'm just going to leave it here. A good example would be of a thought. Something that I've picked up from my mother was the belief that we had no money, that we were poor. So if I would now I don't think that much anymore. Sometimes I do catch myself to think that, but I just talk sense into myself. So if I think about, oh, I'm poor, or I cannot sorry. The word slipped out of my mind. And when I was thinking about it again, I was thinking of the German word. Oh, this is Swiss German expression. It's not German. What's the correct German term for this, so that I can Google it in English? To allow yourself to allow oneself something, to indulge oneself, to treat oneself to something. Yeah, like I would have the thoughts of I cannot indulge in that. I don't have enough to pay for it. Because I've constantly heard my mother saying that since I was a child. So I thought, yeah, we don't have money. So sometimes when my friends would ask me if I would want to go on a trip, I would say, sorry, but I don't have the money for that. And then after I worked on myself and I started to realize, hold on a second, there is money. There is something on my bank account. I can use that. It's not like I don't have the money. It's there. It's just that I never thought of spending it. And I'm still not spending a lot of it. I'm trying not to, for emergency reasons. But the money is there. I can buy things that I want to. Moreover, if I start looking for a job after my trip, after I come back from Brazil, I'm sure I'm getting more bit freedom. But if I think, like, for example, now, I cannot indulge in this, I cannot buy this because I don't have the means to pay it. I just need to have an evidence to say, that's not true. Here is the evidence. And then I would look at my bank account and see there is money. I have it. I can pay it. So I don't have to worry about this thing. And so this is how you work in beating those thoughts that are not true at all. You find evidence and show it to yourself. Here's the evidence that it's not true what you're thinking. And most of the time the thought will just poof, go away. It will come up again, but you constantly have to work towards weeding it out and showing that it's not true. Like if you think, I cannot do this. You can. The only way that you cannot do it is if, for example, if you I like to do some workout, but I can't right now. Yes, you can. If you have 5 minutes a day, you can do some sit-ups, you can do some squats. It's not like you need to do a full out program of a half an hour workout to get your body to move. The only exception that when you can't really not do this is if you are disabled, in this case, from the example. But most of the time we can do the things. It's just that we decide not to do them because we are limiting ourselves by the thoughts of, I would not be perfect. Nobody is perfect. This reminds me of It is a Hannah Montana song, I think. Nobody's perfect. Let me see. Nobody is perfect. Is it Hannah? It's perfect. Hannah Montana. Here we have. Yeah. And it even says here, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everyone gets that way. That's right. Blah, 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 blah. It's more repeating. Then we have here, sometimes I'm in a jam. I've got to make a plan. It might be crazy, I do it anyway. No way to know for sure. I figure out a cure. I'm patching up the holes, but then it overflows. If I'm not doing too well, why be so hard on myself? Nobody's perfect. I gotta work it again and again till I get it right. Nobody's perfect. You live and you learn it. And if I mess it up sometimes, hey, nobody's perfect. Maybe listen to that song. It came for a reason. So, then on to the oracle cards, because I felt like I've talked already too much. Just shuffling the bit. So, please, Spirit guys, what other guidance and advice do you have for pile number 2 to work on those thoughts? Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? How can you be a nurturing, kind, and compassionate mother to yourself? What do you need to do for those? And if you have, for example, if you don't have a good relationship with your mother, I'm sorry for that, but what would you have wished for that your mother did to you, but you didn't get? So do those things for yourself. Be the mother that you didn't have. In those cases for those people. But for everyone else, it may be easier to see, my mother was always kind. She always cheered me up when I made a mistake. She was kind. She said, it's okay. You will get it right the next time. Just continue on going, being like this kind, compassionate person towards yourself. What else? What other guidance and advice do you have for pile number 2 about those thoughts so that they can work on them? Any other guidance? Any other advice for pile number 2? Anything else that could help pile number 2 work on those thoughts? Yeah, this is everything. So at the back of the deck we have Anna, Grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Should I read that out of the guidebook? Yes, I'm hearing. I'm hearing yes. Because it's quite a lot of things that is explained in this card, Anna, Grandmother of Jesus. It's, by the way, even on page 88. So, Anna, Grandmother of Jesus. Anna, Grandmother of Jesus, was an ancient mystic who dedicated her life to laying the foundations for Christ consciousness to be woven through all of life. She is not widely known, but without her, Christ consciousness would not be rising as it is today. Anna represents the quiet dedication that is sometimes required to live a life of service. She represents the generations that came before that devoted their lives to dreaming a new world into being, while knowing that they would not see the glorious end result. She represents the dutiful soldier, the unconditional mother and the mystic who can see the thread that is woven through all of life. Anna teaches us that we all have a part to play in the divine plan. It doesn't have to be on the world stage to be significant. One person's part is not worthier than another. One person's part may be to mother their children, and others may be to gather women in a circle each month. No part is better or worse, more important or less significant. We each have within us a seed of light that we incarnated to share. Anna is gathering us all to remember and surrender to our part of the plan. There is an activation, you could say an affirmation as well. Imagine that this card is in front of your heart and say out loud, whisper or think it, "Beloved Anna, thank you for laying the foundations for the divine plan. May the seeds of light within me be revealed, and may I surrender to my part of the divine plan." Yeah. No one's better than the other. We are all equal, doing human things on Earth, getting our shit together, falling down, stepping on the shit. So we are all doing basically the same thing here on Earth, just a different journey and different times. So I may like step on shit tomorrow and you will step on shit on Thursday. It's just metaphorical speaking. But yeah, everyone has a good day and a bad day. Then continue, get grounded, empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. So you are my empaths. You are highly sensitives. Welcome to the group. I'm too. This means that you need more time in nature than others because you are picking on stuff from others, that it's weighing you down. And just talking from experience here, sometimes it weighs me down, and sometimes those thoughts are not even mine to begin with because I'm around my parents. Even if they are not thinking their stuff out loud, there's still an energetic aura surrounding them. And by me being near them, it does get stuck on my aura and can mess up my balance. That's why it is so important for us to connect with nature, to go out in nature, to take a walk, to touch your bare feet on the grass or on the sand. Or if you cannot do that, just walking in a forest or near a river, a lake, a sea, and just feeling the wind, the fresh air, and the energy from those plants. And this already helps to ground. I am in the beginning of October. I went for 2 days, I think, 2 days straight, one after another, maybe 3. I went up on the hill because our forest is on a hill, so I have to go up the hill to enter the forest. And I started to walk there for 1 hour and a half, I think, while listening to my favorite podcast. And it just was quiet. It was just me, the nature, and the podcast. And it calmed me down. I just came down with everything. I was present, listening to the things, looking at the trees. This already helps connect with nature. You don't have to go meditate for the sake of getting grounded. You can just take a walk near trees. You can just hug a tree. It doesn't have to be anything fancy and long as. You don't have to to go for a 1 hour walk. It could just be hugging a tree for 5 minutes and that's it. So pay attention to get yourself grounded, to cleanse your energy if you are an empath, because sometimes you pick on energy that is not yours. Then we have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? This talks about better boundaries with yourself, that you put boundaries for yourself and don't allow you to do shit anymore, as well as putting in better boundaries with other people. Like, you have to be accountable for your own choices and decisions that you make, and you have to put in boundaries for your own good. Like, for example, if I had to establish a better boundary, it's certainly not to spend so much time on YouTube or just on the laptop doing nothing. Like setting every day a certain time that I can do this. Like every day for 2 hours I can just binge watch whatever I want. But at the other times I don't. I do what I want to do and do the things. And when I get tired of doing what I wanted to do, because okay, not to be 100% every day on doing this. Sometimes you need to rest as well. Then you can lift up the boundary that you set and watch maybe a bit longer. But it's also not to do that every day. Like every day is a lucky day. Nope. You have to be really consistent with the boundary you set on for yourself. This is something I am learning, maybe? Somehow still working on it. Don't know if I have good boundaries with myself. Either way, on to the next deck. So please, Spirit guides, what other guidance advices do you have for the Rose of Venus? Alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony. So this one I'm going to read out of the guidebook because it's one of the cards that I hardly get at all in readings. So what other advice, what other guidance do you have for pile number 3 about the thoughts, working on the thoughts? What other advice and guidance, spirit guides, do you have for pile number 2? Anything else we have? Back of the deck we have the Sacred Union, beloved within inner and outer relationship. More things to read out of the guidebook. I got the cards that I never get. Wow. Then we have Brothers of the Rose, Sacred Masculine, Honor, Protection, and Support. This is a card about working on your masculine energy side, working on the paternal chains, like limiting beliefs. What else? Like patterns that are consistent throughout that you see in your paternal line. Like, I'm going to throw shade here, but like in my paternal line, there is this pattern of saying that you're going to do something and at the end not doing it. This is something I am still working on. I am not good at it. I try. But yeah, it's definitely something that I need to work on. But this also means that protecting and supporting your loved ones in an harmonious masculine way. Like, well, hold on, because I cannot explain this with my own words, but the sacred masculine knows that striving and overpowering, enduring and conquering are not helpful. The sacred masculine is strong and tender, protective but not defensive. Like, working on those things about the sacred masculine energy within yourself is what this card means about. Just healing the sacred masculine. If this is about the paternal pattern that is happening, or knowing that, yeah, you cannot strive by overpowering and enduring. You need to be strong but tender and soft, but also sometimes hard on yourself. Because sometimes you need the tough love, and support the sacred feminine. And this means not only the sacred feminine of others, but also within yourself, because we have both yin and yang within us. Then we have the Anointed. Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gifts, something that I'm going to read out of Guidebook 2. Then we have the White Rose. Do it your way, embrace your unique, untamed. Yeah, embrace your uniqueness. Untamed. That one too, out of the guidebook. So we have 4 cards out of the guidebook. Well, so I'm going to go through the cards in alphabetical order, because it's easier, instead of jumping from one card to another. So beginning with the Anointed. Rose oil has been used to anoint initiates through the ages. Royalty 2. This card is here to herald you into an even more powerful expression of what you came here to be and do. It's calling you to step forth into your inner queendom and kingdom, to answer the greatest call of your soul and face your true north. To see even more of what you came here to share, to acknowledge your arrival as the initiate of your life, to shed the external noise that may have been stopping you from being all that you already are, to realize that you've been training for this for a long time, perhaps even lifetimes. The path your soul chose to walk is one that few have the courage to walk, and you came here for this. You're being led through this. Your soul is ancient, and with every step you've taken, in every body you've been planted in, you've gathered a kaleidoscope of gifts that are ready to be shown and shared. You're being called to deeply trust the call that you've been hearing, to lead, to lead, to lead. The path you're here to pave has not been walked the way you're walking. And as with all ancient initiates, healers, visionaries, creatives, and leaders, you're just one magnificent thread in the tapestry of life. So go your own way, trust the road that beckons you forth, and always be led from within. How are you being called to step forward and lead? And while I was reading this, it reminded me of one of the cards from this other deck. We are getting I think it is 3. Yeah. It reminded me of the last card of this deck, Throne. Your potential is endless. It says here, at the risk of sounding cliche, you can do anything you put your mind to. You are a mighty queen who is complex enough to be. You can also put in king, if you don't resonate with queen. Who is complex enough to be both gentle and valiant, just and magnificent, or any combination you should ever long for. The reason they tell you that you cannot have it all is because they are afraid you will become even more dangerous than you already are. So basically they don't want to see you succeed, so they put you down because they don't want anybody else to be better than themselves. That's their ego talking. That's something they need to work on. If they decide to work on, you cannot force them to work on this. But the thing is, shine your light either way. If people say, well, this is never going to work out, be the one person that is your own cheerleader and says it's going to work out. It's going to work out, and see it working out. And then all the people will have their jaw on the floor and saying, how did they do that? Well, they tried and worked hard on it. How else would you achieve something, bitch? So what comes next? I think the Rose of Venus. The Rose of Venus. The Fibonacci series, I hope I pronounced that correctly, and the golden ratio on which it's based is a number sequence in which each number is the sum of the preceding two numbers. A rose's petals hold the golden ratio, with each new set of petals growing in the spaces of the previous set. Perhaps this is why we feel change by gazing into the spiral of a rose. The original rose looked very different to those we grow today. It possessed 5 petals, and interestingly, if we track the movements made by the planet Venus as she orbits the Sun over a period of 8 years, we see they create a 5-fold rose pattern called the Rose of Venus. Venus was the Roman goddess of love, sex, and fertility, and her symbol was the rose. Perhaps the ancients knew more about the interconnectedness of the universe and life than we think. There is a sacred order to all things. Nature holds the codes of life, and as you're a part of nature, you do too. There is an intelligent force governing all of life. The same force that tells flowers when to bloom and the planet how to spin exists within you. Our tendency to overanalyze and overthink can get us out of alignment with nature and thus life, or resistance to change this too. This card is an invitation to look at anything that doesn't feel in alignment. It's a reminder to trust in the tapestry of your life, you ever-changing nature, and to be dedicated to living a life that's deeply aligned. What's no longer in alignment with who you're being called to be? In my case, it would be binge watching. And then we have the Sacred Union. Relationships are how we grow. They cradle and stretch us. Through connection and division, love and hurt, compassion and separation, they invite us to return again and again to the most important relationship we'll ever have, the one with ourselves. The sacred union that's been waiting within. Ancient mysteries, teachings, whisper secrets of sacred union. Heroes, Gamos, sacred marriage, I hope I pronounced that correctly. In early Christian mysticism and Kabbalah, sexual alchemy in ancient Egyptian teaching, and Yapjung, father-mother, I hope I pronounced this okay, in Tibetan Buddhism. We are familiar with mystic couples such as Isis and Osiris, but we each have the sacred masculine and feminine within. And sacred union through external relationship is always an invitation to deepen the union within. Every relationship can be seen as an invitation to deepen connection with the beloved within, even our most challenging relationships, especially the most challenging ones. The sacred union is just between you and another. It's returning to yourself. The sacred union isn't just between you and another. It's returning to yourself. And when we return to ourselves, we also return to humanity as a whole. Maybe you're being invited to grow through relationships. Perhaps you feel like you're being tested and stretched, or find yourself longing for something external. This is an invitation to deepen the connection within, to embrace yourself fully and treat yourself like the most precious person on the planet. The more embraced you feel, the easier it is to embrace others. How can you embrace yourself more? And now to the white rose. Let's get wild. The White Rose. If someone says that you are not normal, say thank you. If someone says that what you're doing isn't normal, say naturally. The White Rose knows that no one rose is the same as another. She doesn't try to bloom in a neat row according to a schedule. She doesn't open and close according to who walks by. She trusts her timing and she blooms with wild abandon. She's resilient. She knows who she is. The White Rose knows her true, unique nature and she wants you to remember yours too. She knows that what makes you white makes you free. That it's what's kept us contained that's causing us harm. That our diverse, unique nature is what's needed now, more than ever. This card comes with an invitation to do what would make you feel most free. To trust in the very thing that makes you stand out. To realize that you were never meant to fit in. You were never meant to grow in a perfect, cultivated way. You were never meant to bloom in unison with someone else. Don't know how to pronounce that. You were never meant to be captive or controlled. Nature is full of diversity. It's imperative to its survival, and it is to ours too. So be who you came here to be. Express what you came here to express. Sing the song that you came here to sing. Together the white ones will be the ones who set us all free. Some affirmations from the Rose transmission here is: I free myself of what keeps me captive. I allow the unique whiteness within me to be free. So, pile number 2. This is everything that I have for you. I hope I was able to help you a little bit. Thank you for sticking with me to the end. I wish you all the best on your journey, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Pile number 3. You chose the Modern Witch Tarot, the Chrysacola, and this is going to be your reading to getting to know your thoughts. Hope you have been well. There passed some days in between the intro and your group, as well as pile 2s. I filmed pile number 2s before yours, and pile number 1 was like a few days ago. Circumstances led to me having to put on filming on hold. So I'm back. I hope I didn't forget how to do this stuff. But yeah. Let's give a good shuffle to the cards. Okay, now the first card will represent the why do you have these negative and bad thoughts. The second card, if only one card pops out, of course, but the second one would be where do these bad negative thoughts come from. The third card would represent the question, the answer to what does these thoughts mean. And the last card is what do you need to do to think and attract positive thoughts. And after the tarot portion, we have oracle cards to give more guidance and advice. So, why does pile number 3 have this negative and bad thoughts? Why does pile? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me one more. So that is an odd number. Why does pile number 3 have this negative and bad thoughts? One more card, please, Spirit, so that we have an odd number, please. Why do they have this negative and bad thoughts? One more card, please, spirit guides. Thank you. Here, underneath. Why it's so dark? I turned off the table light so that the cards don't glare, so that you can see the cards. And there is not this just this piece of space where the light is reflecting. Oops, sorry. Then, where do these bad negative thoughts come from? Please, for you guys, where do these bad... So, please, for you guys, what do these thoughts mean? And here we have... okay, I have heard there needs to be one more card for this one here. Where do these negative and bad thoughts come from? Where do these negative and bad thoughts come from? We have it here. Okay, so then what can pile number 3 do to think and attract positive thoughts? Please, spirit guides. What can pile number 3 do to think and attract positive thoughts? What can pile number 3 do to attract and think more positive thoughts? What can pile number 3 do and think to attract more positive thoughts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. I refuse. I want an odd number. What can pile number 3 do to... Shh. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more card. One more card for what can pile number 3 do to attract and think positive thoughts. Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted. So let's make room for the first portion. Is why do you have those negative and bad thoughts? Interesting how the 3 inner cards are all in reverse, and the both cards here at the end and the beginning are both upright. But looks like you have been carrying a lot and are thinking of letting go of the things that you've been carrying around with you. You may be emotionally not on the best. Like, wait, I'm hearing I should read that one out of the guidebook of the meanings book. Yeah, these are the original. What I'm going to read out now is the original meaning of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It fits in with this deck because it's based on Rider-Waite-Smith. So I don't know what will come up by reading this, but the reverse meaning of the Knight of Cups is discouragement, and Nui, that's being bored, when we have that with the 4 cups here, unmotivated and discomfiture. There may be feelings of discouragement. The Knight of Cups in reverse could also indicate someone who is out of touch with reality. The seeker is overly emotional, feeling withdrawn from the world, or being lazy and idle. Could also indicate a young male in the seeker's life who embodies the qualities of the Knight of Cups, who has a negative impact or influence on the seeker's current situation. Knight cards are about action, and when the Knight of Cups appears in reverse, the seeker is withholding from taking the necessary actions in a particular relationship. The Knight of Cups in reverse is about not fully expressing how you feel to another and keeping your feelings about someone to yourself. This may partake to some project that you're having because of the Ace of Coins here, the Ace of Pentacles. I'm just going to, since I have this here in my hand right now, just going to read it out of the guidebook too. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse, disillusionment, financial disappointment. May experience material gain, but the gain is fleeting, unfulfilling, or seemingly irrelevant to the seeker. The gain won't bring the seeker any happiness and will feel too small, dissatisfying to the seeker. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse brings newfound prosperity, as there's the card upright, but in reverse that prosperity will not satisfy or fulfill. There may be disillusionment. The Ace of Pentacles could also suggest a false sense of security. There may be misrepresentations made to the seeker about money or investment. Be careful. The seeker could be coping with disappointment from commercial ventures not panning out as well as expected. So we have again 2 times being here, lost touch with reality, and here disillusionment. So you are not present in the current moment, pile number 3, for some of you. For some of you, you are escaping from reality with something else. I don't know why, what exactly that is. You may do that because you are bored with life, because you don't have any excitement. You may have also done this to escape from the feeling of grief and loss. Because this person here, she's grieving and is being sad because the 3 cups that she had didn't work out. The opportunities that she had didn't work out, but she's not seeing that there are still 2 cups standing. There are still opportunities left to try, that one will succeed of that, but they are so much in the grief and in the not wanting to see behind them that they just continue to be miserable. Sorry to say that this in this sense, but you may have done this because you've been feeling a certain type of way, miserable with your emotions, or not wanting to cope up with the sadness. But it's not good to store that in your body. This could lead to, I think it in the book, because I'm not sure. Let me see if this is a word and what it means, because I don't have the correct German term in my head, only the not that. But whatever. It could give you pain in your body, or some sort of wait, I have the book here underneath me. Let me just take a moment to see if I find that word. It's in the book of the little book of energy healing techniques by Karen Frazier. She really explains this really well. I should have made some. Yeah, wait, I read this book in Greece, so I had no way to mark stuff. So let's see. So here in this book, I cannot see if you can see this, but she writes these C's separate, and that's for a reason. But I'm not. Healing means different things to different people. For some, it may mean no more symptoms. To others, it may mean remission or absence of disease. Energetic imbalances of body, mind, or spirit. Ideas about healing might include the following: disappearance or absence of symptoms, remission or absence of physical illness, achieving optimal physical, emotional, spiritual, or mental health, balance of body, mind, and spirit, removal of blockages that cause imbalance. Why am I? Let me see if I can find something else here. Vibration, energy. I think. Okay, here she explains. As I mentioned, disease separate is different from disease or illness. Disease is a state of imbalance. It causes your higher guidance, which I call the divine guidance system, your higher self as well, to send symptoms to indicate something is not balanced. Symptoms may be physical, emotional, mental, circumstantial, or spiritual. Initially, symptoms are usually something simple and relatively minor, such as a mild headache, a disturbing dream, or vague feeling of discomfort or sadness. However, as the imbalance becomes more serious, symptoms grow stronger and louder. When an imbalance has gone unaddressed for a long period and becomes severe, your divine guidance system may send extreme symptoms, which I call the universal 2x4. The universe smacks you upside the head with a 2x4 so that you may pay attention. Examples of these symptoms include a heart attack, a job loss, a major depression, or a dark night of the soul. In easy terms, really fast, why it's not good to keep your emotions stuck in your body. It's okay to let them out, to flow it out, to express them in whatever way you want, to cry it out. Get yourself a good playlist of sad songs and just get all out of this, out of your heart, and you feel afterwards that you feel really, really better. There is even a card, I think, in one of the oracle decks that I have here besides me that talks about crying, but I'm not sure. Maybe it will pop out if it is needed. But yeah, that's the reason why you should not let this go unaddressed. And if you cannot process this thing alone, then I highly recommend, if you are able to get help from a professional, to talk with a therapist or a psychologist so that they can help you process this step by step. So now, because I was starting to read the reversed cards, I'm going to read this one as well out of the book. So, accountability reassessment. The seeker carries too big a burden, and the burden is taking a toll on the seeker. The seeker is losing his or her grip on the load and is probably at the brink of sanity. The seeker breathes more than can be handled right now. The seeker must prioritize. Resolution of the matter at hand rests with the seeker, alleviating his or her burdens. It is imperative that the seeker reassesses priorities. Do not be fixated on the minuity bets. or administrative work. Look up and see the horizon. Learn to see the bigger picture at stake. Sit down and rank in order of importance those 10 ones and carry them in lesser loads at a time. Otherwise, the seeker will not be able to reach the end goal. Yeah, totally. You don't have to process a whole as loss in one day. You can have, like, for example, 3 days a week where you get your sad playlist on and you just cry it out. Like, you don't have to process the whole emotion of grief and loss in one night and one day. You can't. This is a process. This takes time. You will feel sad another day again. So just process it slowly. Don't take on too much. Prioritize what you want to do. And do those things that are the most important, and let the others just simmer a little bit on the side. It will be okay. Nothing's going to happen. But there is also a need for you to pay attention more to what is being offered to you, and not have tunnel vision, because this person, they are bored. They are not participating in life and just focusing on the 3 cups here in front of them. That doesn't fulfill them. There is no fulfillment. But there is something being offered here by spirit, but they are not seeing it because they are in this everything's shitty, everything's boring, and they stay in this thing of not doing anything to change that. So if I could say to this person, hey, if you're really thinking that your life is shit, then why not stand up and try to change it? So stop complaining and start doing. Yeah, and I need to be harsh, because this is something that I don't understand on people. There's so many people that complain about whatever. I have someone, a former classmate, that would complain all the time about whatever, and I was like, yo, if you don't like it, why are you even here? So, like, this is how things work. We have no power over it. Just stop complaining and get over it. So, yeah. But this is the reason why you have those negative thoughts. Now, on to where do they come from? If we have the Emperor and the Knight of Swords. It comes from a person, maybe you, maybe someone else, an authority figure with the Emperor here. It may be 2, because maybe 2 person, one a leader figure, and I think because we have here a leader figure and here we have a knight, so it may be a follower of that leader. And so a leader, an authority person, someone in their masculine energy, like they always do something, they are always on the go, they always take action upon whatever they want, and if they want something, they try to get it. And we have here Aries energy. So Aries Moon, rising, or sun sign, doesn't have to be. Then we have the Knight of Swords. That one I'm going to look up because I'm not sure. What it means. This quick to take action, I think. The Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight of all the suits. But we have here aggressive, charge, warrior. I'm just going to read it out aloud. The Knight of Swords is a strong, brave, domineering young man. The card represents a man who subscribes to the romantic form of chivalry. He abides by and also enforces a rigid code of honor. In a reading for a young woman, this young man, the Knight of Swords, is charging fast into the seeker's life, even if the seeker is resisting it. This is a man who has the potential to become a great warrior fighter in life. He is headstrong and will scatter away threats and competition with intimidation tactics. In a reading for a young female seeker asking about love, no, we aren't. But could indicate the appearance of a young lady with the foregoing qualities. Yet be careful, because he is a man who likes to dominate. Note also the tiny red hearts on the horse rein. We have no. It's only in the original rider. Wait, hold on. Let me show it to you. Because I thought, why not go a bit more visual so that people understand what I'm talking about. This is Pentacles. What is the swords? We have here the swords. Don't know why I'm talking like this. But there is no hearts here. But should this be a heart? Okay, whatever. So there should be a heart here somewhere. I don't know. Just putting that one. Rain. Tiny red hearts on rain. It gives a revised meaning to wearing his heart on his sleeve. It is also reminiscent of the red heart in the Three of Swords. The character represented by the knight loves fast, rushes into it, and has a penchant for fighting in the name of love. Figuratively, could indicate swift action or active progress in politics or ambitions. The trees in the background suggest that the direction of strong wind is blowing against the knight, yet he charges against the wind undaunted. The birds symbolize the ability to turn adversity into opportunity. The knight calls to mind Sir Galahad of King Arthur's Round Table. He is gallant and pure of heart. He ultimately finds the Holy Grail. The Knight of Swords is an active quest for higher meaning. Dominant, the Knight of Swords is ambitious, sometimes controversial, prone to steer controversy with his words, a bit argumentative, but a rational, intelligent, bright, and articulate individual. Could signify Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Note that two knights. We do have two knights. We have the one here, the cups in reverse. Note that two knights appearing in a tarot reading could indicate head-to-head conflict with another individual of equal rank as the seeker. The three knights in a reading indicate fraternity or brotherhood, or a sudden change, swift action that will take the seeker by surprise. Four knights could suggest war, combat, or matters related to the military. Yeah, I don't hope so. I don't hope that we get more. I don't hope that we get into war. I'm all of peace. Resolve your problems with words, not with violence. So, now that we had this, let's go back to the... What do these thoughts mean? What do these thoughts mean? The Hermit in reverse and the Two of Swords. Let me put this here so that I have more room. The Hermit in reverse. Let me read that out of the guidebook. I'm still learning the correct meaning, so excuse me for always reading out of the guidebook, but at least I am sharing correct information. So, the reversed ignorant, the hermit in reverse, ignorance, immaturity, petulant. Reverse meaning, the seeker was given wise counsel but is not heeding it. The current situation is affected or caused by failure to heed that wise counsel. The hermit in reverse could suggest foolishness or the need for more spiritual development before the seeker will gain the wisdom necessary to prevail. If you are wondering what this noise is, it's just my foot that is kicking the bag underneath my table. I have limited space in my room, so sometimes there are things under my table. Well, they are always under my table as well as the books. So the hermit appearing in reverse could be an indication to the seeker that greater introspection and wisdom is needed before a decision should be made or action taken. Oh, and we have here the Two of Swords that indicate the decisions. That's cool. The seeker has not sought counsel or mentorship and should. The seeker tends to be someone who thinks he or she knows best and can be petulant to elders, those with seniority in status, or those with more experience. The seeker prefers to rely on his or her own mistakes and experiences than to learn from others and thus avoid error. But sometimes getting advice from someone else that went through this can help prevent those mistakes. So I'm going to read the Two of Swords out of the guidebook as well, since we are here already. Oops, no. Since we are already here at going strong on this, why not keep why do this? No, I'm too far. I've gone too far. Sorry, I'm searching. I'm here. Found it. Reverse meaning Two of Swords. Settlement, decision, arbitration. There was a stalemate, but the seeker seems to have made up his or her mind already. However, the card cautious of trouble and hardships ahead. There is a strong likelihood that the seeker's movement is in the wrong direction. Think twice. The card in reverse shows a waning crescent moon. This is a time for endings and releases. Time for settlement or disputes. Letting bygones be bygones and correcting mistakes. The Two of Swords reverse may indicate that the seeker is prone to choose incorrectly, so must take care in decision making. In reverse, the Two of Swords refers to settlement and arbitration and decisions having been made, but there is a slight hint that the decision made is not correct. There may be regrets or second guessing afterward. And there may be a sense of buyer's remorse here because the seeker did not arrive at the decision through logic and reason and instead relied on the physical senses and emotion. So basically what those thoughts mean is that you haven't really gone deep into thinking why you are having these thoughts and making decisions on a brim, like being too fast on taking action and not like considering someone else that has given advice or will be giving advice depending on things, and this led to you just making decisions on your own and it having the hint of not working out as you planned. And that's what the thoughts mean. You need to think a bit more deeply, to go a little bit deeper and see the depth of what the thoughts can have. And you probably cannot do this alone. So again, if you are able to get some professional help, like a therapist or a psychologist that can help you uncover what those thoughts can mean, where they came from, and how to deal with it, then please do so. So what do you need to do to think and attract more positive thoughts? Ooh, we have a pair. The Empress and the Emperor here. There is a need for you to do some self-care. Because when I always see the Empress in reverse, it reminds me of doing some self-care, doing something you like, maybe something that you did in the past as a child. Like, for example, before I knew embarrassment, I really liked to dance out to the music that was being played by my mother, and I had no embarrassment of doing some foolish movements, because I was just flowing with the music and doing what my body wanted to do. And when you're a child, of course, parents and other adults think, oh, how cute. But as soon as we get older, somehow people start to judge you for those movements and saying, boy, this person's crazy and whatever. So I find this sad that we lose our this sense of freedom of expressing oneself in the way we want. So if dancing was something for you, here you go. If you don't want to dance in front of others, get yourself a room, blast the music, and do whatever we want. And never open the door. And just have fun. Let's see. Like getting creative as well, because the King of Wands, even though the creatives in the suits are the King and Queen of Cups, I think that the Wands have a hand in this too, because most of the time passion and energy also fuels our creativity. So I think they go hand by hand. Hand in hand, I mean. I'm going to read the Three of Cups out of the book, because it's just not making sense. Why is it there? Why are you here? Why are you there? Please explain yourself to me. Three of Cups. Three of Cups in reverse. Hedonism, indulgence, sensualist. Reverse meaning the seeker is spending more time on play than work. Oh. The card is warning the seeker that too much pleasure could become pain. The seeker relies too much on pleasure seeking. The seeker's fullest talents remain dormant and are not being utilized. The card could also indicate that the seeker thinks all has gone well and has rejoiced prematurely. Be careful. There is more to the story, and it's not necessarily happy news. The card could also indicate that the seeker is sexually unhappy. When the Three of Cups appears in reverse, it suggests hedonism as a means of overcompensating for deep internalized dissatisfaction or restlessness. Compare while the Devil card is about giving into temptation at the battle with one's inner demons. The Three of Cups in reverse is less severe and more indicative of procrastination or boredom. The same problem that we had here. So working on your boredom and on what really matters and makes you happy is the key to change those thoughts. And it may have to indicate that you need to go back into the past and look into what happened in childhood. It may be an indication of working through some childhood stuff. And now I'm just for the yucks and giggles, because I've done this whole reading of, I'm just going to read the judgment out of the guidebook as well. Judgment, misinterpretation, misrecognition. Reverse meaning. In practical application, judgment in reverse indicates that the seeker has made the wrong judgment or opinion about a matter of greater significance. This is the same thing that we have with the Two of Swords in reverse. The seeker has misinterpreted the facts or evidence presented and has arrived at the wrong conclusion. Compare card number 11, Justice in reverse, is about prejudice and bias, and as a result failing to bring justice. Card number 20, Judgment in reverse, is about misconstruing what was presented and as a result arriving at a false judgment. The Judgment card in reverse could also indicate that the seeker is not interested in a spiritual life. The seeker must devote greater focus to developing his or her spirituality. Spirituality is not a main concern in the seeker's life right now, but should be. Compare. The Ace of Cups in reverse can also suggest a need for greater spirituality, as does the Four of Swords. However, the Ace of Cups in reverse suggests the seeking of glory for material or superficial reasons rather than spiritual, whereas Judgment is not about the process of seeking but rather about the state or condition of attainment. Likewise, the Four of Swords is about the power of prayer, whereas Judgment denotes the aftermath of prayer or lack thereof. Well then, let's go to the Oracle cards to get more guidance and advice. So please, Spirit guides, what advice or guidance do you have for pile number 3 about concerning their thoughts? Please, Spirit guides, what guidance and advice do you have for pile number 3 concerning their thoughts? Please, Spirit guides, what other guidance we have here? At the back of the deck we have Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helper in the Subtle Realms. Yeah, you can ask even your spirit guides for help. If you are, for example, searching for a good therapist or so, you can ask your spirit guides to guide you towards the right person that is going to help you the most. They can do this stuff only with your permission, so you have to ask them. You are not alone. There are other beings in other realms that are going to help you, and they are orchestrating something to happen, or they orchestrated a certain thing to happen because it needed to happen for a reason, for your growth and for your path. Then we have Get Grounded, Empaths, Highly Sensitives, Connect with Nature. Well, pile number 2 got this too. It's time for you to spend some time in nature, get grounded. You don't have to meditate to get grounded. You just can take a walk in the forest and near a beach and just feel nature's energy. Since we have empaths here as well as one myself, cleansing your energy regularly, because you can get stuck with other people's shit. on your energy level. So in your aura, you may have people's worries and anxiety, and this brings you yourself out of balance and makes you anxious and so on. So cleansing yourself more regularly. I do, like, for example, I do a smoke cleanse every week with incense, and every 2 weeks I do a cleansing bath, like to cleanse really the deep stuff out of my aura. And sometimes when I'm not wanting to cleanse myself with incense and it's just something small, I just cleanse myself also with my selenite wand. I did make a video on my YouTube channel where I talk about how to cleanse your energy, so you'll find it in the playlist energy. There's also indicating on how to protect your energy. This is the first one, and then the second one in the playlist is how to cleanse yourself. So if you want to know how to cleanse yourself, maybe that video could help you. Then we have no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. There is a need for you to not do anything, to wait, to postpone, to say no to something, and to really listen to your inner guidance system, to your body, to your intuition. What is it saying? Is it saying wait? Is it postpone something? Is it to take a pause, to take a break? Or is it simply to say no? Because for example, if you have a friend that is asking you to go outside and you are full excited and so much looking forward to it, then this is 100% yes. It's for you to agree for it. But if you think, I'm not sure, this not sure indicates that you're not wanting to. So it's better to say no instead of going to do something against your feelings and intuition. So if you feel like it's not 100% yes, then it's a no. Then we have Mintaka. Mintaka, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So I'm going to read that out of the guidebook because it always gets me as a Mintaka myself. And then we have Anna, Grandmother of Jesus, Seeding the Light Link Foundation's Divine Plan. This one came out in group 2 too. Well, that's right. I read that one out of the guidebook in group 2, so I know that Anna, Grandmother of Jesus, laid the foundation for Chris consciousness. Even though she did not participate at the time where Chris consciousness was going on, she laid the foundation. She was part of this. And this means that you probably have part in the divine plan as well. Something in the word. It doesn't have to be anything big. It could be something small. Not everyone has to change the world. It can just be change the life of yourself and your family. This already has an impact on future generations because you are making it better for them so that they don't have to go through it. And we may not be able to see the results of the things that we worked hard on because we will not be in this body anymore. Hey, who knows? Maybe you decide to incarnate again when everything's over and the results are coming in. So who knows? Maybe you will be part of it and see it, but not as the body that you are currently in. You will be maybe a different person doing different things. And yeah, and even if it's not something big that you do for the world, it is still valid. And I'm just searching for the guidebook meaning of the Mintaka. So you are laying the foundations for different future for the future generations. So this is already such a great help, and it doesn't have to be something big. Even if you work already, like for example, working on your own thoughts means that those thoughts you will not speak out loud in front of your child. If you want to ever have children, or if you have already children, you will not say this out loud for them to pick up on their subconscious, so they don't have to go through analyzing where it came from, where the root was, and healing from those thoughts, because you did the work, and so they don't have to do that work. They will do different works that they need to do. So, Mintaka, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get emotional. Mintakans are a soul group who originated on a planet in the constellation Orion. They were the first star beings to travel to Earth and believed to be the original lightworkers. The Mintakans' home planet is thought to have been a water world with water so pure that you could see through it for miles. For this reason, Mintakans feel most at peace at a home when in or around crystal clear water. Yes, I do. I love the crystal clear waters. They are here to teach us to see the potential in everything and the light in all beings. Many Mintakans have an odd longing for home and struggle with feeling like, goosebumps, feeling like they don't belong. It is thought that this is due to their home planet no longer being in existence. More goosebumps. The planet of Mintaka was destroyed in a war with other beings that were trying to to have the authority there and to enslave the Mintakans. But yeah, things happened. The planet got destroyed in the process of this war and it's not a place meant to live on, so all Mintakans had to go away and search to incarnate somewhere else, so literally lost their home. If you pulled this card, it could mean that you are a Mintakan or are longing for a sense of belonging, and root chakra healing is necessary for you to feel secure and safe. I do have in my channel a Reiki session for the root chakra, so if you want to use that to help yourself heal the root chakra, be my guest. It doesn't have to be mine, it could be any other music vibration for the root chakra. I think the tone is C. The vibration and the tone of C. Hold on a minute. Grab the book. See, throat chakra. Note C. Yes. Meditation music with the bass of C is the note. Or what's this? Hold on, frequency. 369 hertz. So, Dane. Yeah. Perhaps you feel this longing to find home without knowing where that is. Perhaps you've been moving around a lot and yearn for a place on Earth to call your own. If so, you are being called to connect with Mother Earth and create it for yourself now. To choose where you feel most at home and create it, rather than waiting for the feeling of belonging to come. Hold the card on your heart and say, or whisper, or think, I allow myself to be truly here and at home on this planet. I release any grief around not belonging or feeling hurt and call it call in the perfect home. And this reminds me of a virtual YouTuber, because I'm being a bit addicted to his videos. But in his debut stream, because he does live streams on YouTube, I'm talking about Ike Evelyn from Niji Sanji Ian. He has a quote about home. So let me see if I can find the stream. Here we have home. It is not a place in and of itself, but rather what you make of the place you are in. I found that beautiful, so maybe it can help you. So, on to the next oracle deck. So please be guides. What other guidance and advice do you have for pie number 3 concerning their thoughts? Any other advice and guidance that could help pie number 3 with their thoughts? Anything else to help pie number 3 with their thoughts? Hold on. Just looking if I can. There were more cards that flipped over. No. Any other guidance? And thank you. At the back of the deck we have the Sun. Joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, play. Oh, I'm going to read that one out of the guidebook. This, I'm hearing some sort of song that has the sun in it. No, it's not. I'm walking on sunshine. What is it? I don't remember who it was. Maybe. Is it a Beatles song? I'm not sure. It does sound somehow Beatles. I may be completely wrong, but whatever. The sun. In summer, when the sun's at its highest path in the sky, the rose is at its fullest. Her fragrance is sweet and the fruit is still to come. In this oracle, the sun represents life force, energy, vitality, confidence, success, positivity, delight, and the sheer joy of life. After it's left the fertile darkness of the soil, the future rose begins reaching toward the light of the sun, which then plays its part in nourishing the rose as it reaches for its potential bloom. And it does this for us too. One of life's greatest blessings is to feel the warmth of the sun on our face, to drink in the gold nectar of what life has for us, and to take a moment to bask in being alive. This is your invitation to relish your aliveness, to embrace your joyfulness, to enjoy the simple things in life, to make time to play, to be grateful for your body, to acknowledge the wondrous life force energy that's woven through all of life, to remember that your soul had a dream and your life is it. This is a wondrous card that heralds a time of playfulness, enjoyment, and bliss. The sun can also represent the inner child and be an invitation to have some fun. Have you been all work and no play lately? Is your inner child longing to run free? What can you do to enjoy the simple things in life? When we allow ourselves the space to play, problems that were once unsolvable find solutions. How can you enjoy your life more? What can you do just for fun? Are something that you can reflect upon. Then we have healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. That one I'm going to read out of the guidebook. It's one of the cards that I never got. Morning you. Clarity, a fresh start, positive outlook. This one as well. The reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, friendship. So you will find those souls that you will find a belonging to, that feel like home, that you will have a beautiful relationship with them and friendship, and maybe you are going to team up and do a project together and collaborate on something. So know that you will recognize those souls, even if you are not fully aware of it. Your subconscious may be aware of it already. Your inner wisdom, your intuition is aware of it. Then we also have Mother Rose, returning to each other, compassion, and humanity. I'm going to read that out of the guidebook too, just because I find the message beautiful. I know what it means, it's just I found the message beautiful. So, healing is happening. You're not broken, you're part of the ever-changing nature of life. Ever-changing, ever-changing, ever-changing. Change is a natural state. The rose knows that you were never meant to stay the same, to be one single shape, size, or way. You're not normal, and that's normal. You're always becoming more and more of who you truly are. Healing is happening every moment of every day. You're returning to your true state every moment of every day. Call in your support team of people who can hold you in that, who can trust in the grace of your natural state. A true healer knows that they're not the one doing the healing, rather they're holding the vision of the return to wholeness. Knowing that wholeness isn't a stagnant state. When you embrace all parts of life, from the ecstasy to the agony, the joy to the grief, the bloom to the fall, the bud to the rosehip, you realize that healing is always happening and life is on your side. No one is immune to the polarity of this human experience. The only way through it is to embrace all parts of it, the light and the shadow. And as any healer or initiate knows, the only way to light is to embrace the shadow within. The shadow and sometimes the pain is a portal to your liberation. You're not broken, you're healing. Healing is happening. Trust in the timing of life. Then we have Morning Dew. There's a special moment when the day is new and the sun still young, when we too are given the opportunity to begin again. The presence of the morning dew welcomes us with the grace of a fresh start, and as the moisture gathers on the rose, it invites us to see things clearly, sometimes in a whole new way than we did the previous day. A new perspective is suddenly here. Healers from all corners of the earth believe in the incredible healing quality of the morning dew. They believe that it possesses the same healing properties as the plants themselves, with the dew capturing their essence in clear potency. Practices such as walking barefoot on the morning dew, drinking from the petals of flowers, and placing dew on the body are thought to bring about powerful shifts in healing. If we are lucky enough to meet the morning in this way, we too may be blessed by the special healing liquid that carries the secret essence of both the earth and the entire universe within it, the morning dew. This card brings the message that clarity is on its way, a new start and a change of perspective are possible. Shifts are coming, the future is looking renewed, hopeful, positive, and bright. Keep focusing on your ideal outcome and trust in the presence of the potent morning dew. Some affirmations, rose transmissions called here. I'm open to receiving the potent clarity and shifts of the morning dew, and I'm open to seeing this situation with new eyes. Then we have Mother Rose. Mother Rose, a sacred symbol of the feminine. The rose has been here much longer than us. In times ancient, ancient garlands of roses were placed around statues of Mother Goddess in worship of her. We're all her children. She connects and unites us all. If we trace her roots far enough, maybe we'll find our way back to each other. We're living in a time of great division, learning and unlearning. We're together mending the thread of humanity. This is a call of returning to union by facing what's been broken, separated and served. To realize that we are all human, and while harm has been done, what's needed now is for us to acknowledge what's happened and endeavor to find a way to return to each other. To realize that it's possible for two people to have a different experience at the same time, and that both can be true. Mother Rose longs for humanity to drop our defenses and reach out to each other with deep honesty and compassion, to face and untangle the sadness, anger, and hurt from our hearts with the help of her grace, to dig our roots deep in until we find common ground. Which relationships are difficult for you now? Who has hurt you? How can you soften and express your truth without being defensive? How can you open yourself up to the possibility that two truths can exist at once? Rose transmission is: Mother Rose, please show us how to find a way back to you, the earth, and each other. Please help me to acknowledge what's difficult for me, and may my heart be filled with compassion for all. You may say this if you want to get help from Mother Rose. So, pile number 3, this is everything that I have for you. I hope that this could be a little help to you. I wish you all the best on your journey. Thank you for sticking with me till the end, and I will be seeing you in my next video. Bye!